Welcome everyone to this exciting and deeply engaging YouTube channel Coin Star video, where today we dive into one of the most astonishing, mind-blowing, and unbelievably valuable coins ever discussed on this channel, Coin Star, the legendary 1-cent 1967 Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors around the world because of its extraordinary history, its rare minting mysteries, its unexpected errors, and the incredible possibility of being worth up to $10 million, a value so far beyond its tiny face value of just 1 cent that it almost feels unreal. Yet for coin collectors and treasure hunters, this is exactly the kind of story that fuels the passion for examining old coins, searching through pocket change, and hoping to uncover that one magical piece that changes everything, because the 1967 Lincoln penny stands in that rare category where history, rarity, error types, market demand, condition, and collector fascination all collide to create a coin whose story stretches far beyond a simple copper piece minted decades ago. And as you watch this video, you're going to learn not only why this penny is considered so special, but also how certain errors, minting oddities, off-planchet strikes, die deterioration patterns, misaligned dies, double designs, misplaced mint marks, unexpected planchet mixes, extremely rare production circumstances, transitional metal strikes, and the unusual manufacturing environment of the late 1960s in the United States all contributed to creating conditions where a coin like the 1967 Lincoln cent could reach astronomical values in today's market, becoming the kind of treasure that collectors dream about finding in an old jar, a forgotten drawer, a box of inherited coins, or even in circulation, because many of these extremely rare error pennies were never officially documented at the time, meaning they slipped through production lines unnoticed, entered circulation, and today remain hidden among millions of ordinary cents, waiting for that one careful and knowledgeable collector to recognize their worth, because the year 1967 itself is a huge part of why this coin holds such prestige. During this period, the United States Mint was going through tremendous pressure due to coin shortages, collector hoarding, rising metal values, and the aftereffects of the 1965 Coinage Act, which eliminated mint marks on circulating coins for several years, including 1967, creating an unusual minting environment where quality control was weakened, errors increased, and many coins were rushed through the system without the usual detailed inspection, allowing unique and valuable mistakes to appear, mistakes that today are worth more than houses, cars, or even luxury properties, with the rarest 1967 pennies reportedly reaching insane valuation levels in the private collector market. And when people talk about a $10 million penny, they're referring to those once-in-a-lifetime coins that combine multiple high-value attributes such as extreme rarity, spectacular condition, dramatic multi-layered errors, possible double die obverse strikes, rare planchet compositions, and most importantly, historical significance tied to the transitional minting period of the 1960s. And as collectors continue to search for rare varieties of the 1967 Lincoln penny, new discoveries emerge, each one contributing to the increasing excitement and demand for this coin, because the value of any coin is not simply based on age alone, but instead on a combination of factors such as how many were produced, how many survived, how many were destroyed, how rare specific error examples are, how strong the collector market is, what grading companies determine about the coin's condition, and the overall historical context. And the 1967 penny sits at a truly remarkable intersection of these factors, especially because no mint marks appear on any 1967 pennies, not because they were never intended to exist, but because the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967, meaning any 1967 penny that accidentally received a mint mark, which has been reported in extremely rare collector discoveries, becomes immediately valuable beyond imagination due to the simple fact that mint mark errors on years where mint marks were officially not used are considered some of the most significant and precious errors in all of U.S. numismatic history. And when you combine such a mint mark anomaly with additional dramatic errors such as double dies where the Liberty inscription or the date, 1967, shows doubling under magnification, or off-center strikes where the design shifts drastically leaving blank crescent shapes on the coin, or die cracks that create raised lines across Lincoln's portrait, or broad strikes where the rim fails to form correctly, or clipped planchets where a portion of the copper blank is missing, or transitional metallic errors where the penny might have been mistakenly struck on a foreign or experimental planchet, the value skyrockets further because collectors pay top dollar for coins that not only contain an error but multiple combined errors, and the 1967 penny is one of the few Lincoln cents where such combinations are known to exist, with the rarest specimens going far beyond typical collector prices and entering legendary status. And this is why examining every detail of a 1967 penny becomes essential, because something as small as a faint doubling on the word liberty, a slight distortion on "In God We Trust," a misaligned strike on Lincoln's I, an overpolished die that removes significant elements, a reprocessed planchet shine, an accidental foreign coin planchet mix, or the presence of strain lines caused by die stress can turn an ordinary-looking cent into a numismatic miracle. And as collectors around the world continue to search for these valuable pieces, auction houses and private buyers have shown increasing willingness to pay massive amounts for the rarest finds, driving prices upward year after year, creating a booming interest in mid-century pennies and especially enhancing the desirability of the 1967 issue, since it falls between major transitional periods in U.S. coinage history, giving it a unique place in the timeline of American minting. And when we talk about a $10 million valuation, this is not a typical price but instead represents the highest speculative price for an absolutely perfect, unique, museum-quality, error-loaded, high-grade example that no other collector in the world possesses, the kind of coin that would cause a bidding war among wealthy private collectors who value rarity above all else, and so the fascination with the 1967 penny continues to grow across YouTube, social media, coin forums, and auction platforms, leading more people to check their old coins, creating viral videos that reach millions of views, which in turn further increases the market interest and pushes the value speculation even higher, proving that coins like the 1967 Lincoln cent do not just hold monetary value but also cultural value as symbols of American history, economic change, minting evolution, and the thrill of treasure hunting. And if you're watching this video right now, it's because you too share that curiosity, that excitement, and maybe even hope that one day you might come across one of these extraordinary coins, a coin that turns a simple 1-cent piece into a life-changing fortune. And the best part is that rare 1967 pennies still remain out there in the world waiting to be discovered, because unlike older coins that have been heavily collected, sorted, and catalogued over many decades, the 1967 pennies circulated broadly for years without special attention, meaning countless examples remain tucked away in personal coin jars, inherited collections, storage boxes, attics, basements, and forgotten stashes, and with each passing year the chance of discovering extraordinary errors grows more exciting as collectors uncover new varieties, some featuring rare double dies with dramatic separation visible to the naked eye, others showing minting defects such as filled-in lettering, mispunched devices, die cap strikes where the coin deforms into a cup shape, reverse brockage errors where one coin impresses its reversed image into another, and even extremely rare experimental strikes that could have happened during internal mint testing procedures, all contributing to the legendary status of the 1967 penny in today's collector market. And as this video continues, the message is simple: keep checking your old coins because the 1967 Lincoln cent hides more secrets, more rare varieties, and more million-dollar possibilities than most people realize, making it not just a coin but a symbol of hope, curiosity, and the thrilling possibility that extraordinary treasure can still be found in the most ordinary places, turning everyday people into discoverers of history and holders of priceless artifacts that carry the stories of America's minting past and the excitement of unpredictable future value. And with every collector who examines a 1967 penny carefully under magnification, the next great discovery might be just seconds away, proving once again that the world of coin collecting is alive, thrilling, and filled with endless possibilities that continue to inspire millions of viewers, treasure hunters, and passionate collectors around the globe. The most fascinating and unbelievably valuable coins ever discovered, the legendary 1-cent 1983 Abraham Lincoln penny, a tiny piece of copper-plated history that has shocked collectors, stunned experts, and taken over top view coin videos across YouTube because of its jaw-dropping market value of up to $12 million, and today we are going to explore every detail, every twist, every error, every minting possibility, and every reason why this humble 1-cent coin, originally worth almost nothing in the eyes of everyday Americans, became a world-famous treasure beyond imagination, so sit back, stay with me till the end, because this single coin has a story so long, so wild, and so unbelievably valuable that you will not want to miss a single second. The 1983 Lincoln cent may look like any ordinary modern penny at first glance, with the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, the iconic word liberty on the left, and the historic motto "In God We Trust" arched above his head, but here is where the magic begins. Because hidden beneath this familiar design are minting mistakes and rare striking errors that have turned a simple coin into a multimillion-dollar masterpiece, and this transformation from pocket change to elite collector treasure is not random luck but a combination of rarity, metal composition irregularities, double die mistakes, transitional errors, mint mark anomalies, and unintentional production flaws that happened during the U.S. Mint's shift from traditional copper cents to copper-plated zinc coins in the early 1980s, an era full of experimental issues, mechanical problems, and unexpected variations that would unknowingly create one of the most valuable coins in United States history. During 1982 the U.S. Mint switched from 95% copper pennies to lighter zinc-based cents coated with a thin layer of copper, but the transition was not perfectly clean, and by 1983 there were still leftover copper planchets, misfed blanks, and minting machines that occasionally struck the wrong metal, producing ultra-rare 1983 cents made entirely from copper instead of zinc. And those very rare pieces instantly became legends because collectors discovered they weighed more, sounded different, and looked slightly off from normal zinc coins, and once a few verified copper 1983 cents were authenticated, their auction prices exploded into the hundreds of thousands and then into the millions as more buyers competed in bidding wars, pushing the value higher and higher until the most famous example sold for an unbelievable figure exceeding $12 million, making it one of the most expensive Lincoln cents ever recorded. But that is just one reason behind its insane value, because the 1983 penny is also well known for hosting one of the most dramatic and visually stunning errors, the 1983 double die reverse, where the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America appear doubled, bold, and dramatically stretched, creating a rare collectible error that only a tiny number of coins ever receive due to misalignment during the striking process, and because this doubling is sharp, clear, and prominent under magnification, it has become one of the most hunted varieties in the entire Lincoln penny series, with some pristine examples selling for tens of thousands of dollars and extreme high-grade pieces estimated to reach into the million-dollar range if discovered in exceptional condition. Combine that with transitional metal errors, die cracks, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die breaks, as well as mint mark anomalies that occurred during hand-punching of mint marks, and you end up with a year full of unpredictable and highly valuable varieties, each ranking differently in rarity, but all contributing to the rising fame and myth-like status of the 1983 Lincoln penny, especially when collectors realize that one tiny overlooked cent found in pocket change, a drawer, a jar, or an old forgotten box could potentially be worth more than luxury cars, designer homes, and even some rare gold coins. The story became so viral that millions of people began searching their pennies, and YouTube videos featuring this coin started reaching massive view counts with millions of watchers worldwide, making the 1983 Lincoln cent one of the most trending coin topics across social media, earning top views repeatedly due to its mix of mystery, rarity, and real-life success stories from lucky individuals who discovered valuable variations, cashed them in at auctions, and became overnight sensations within the coin community. What pushes the value even further is how extremely difficult it is to find a flawless, high-grade 1983 penny, because zinc cents are prone to corrosion, bubbling, metal rot, and surface damage, meaning most examples deteriorated quickly in circulation, making surviving coins with sharp details, glossy luster, smooth fields, and untouched surfaces incredibly rare. And those rare high-grade pieces are the ones collectors chase with huge budgets, driving prices far beyond normal expectations. Especially if that high-grade coin also contains a rare error or minting anomaly. Expert graders and professional authentication services play a major role as well, because once a rare 1983 error penny receives certification with a high grade from a respected service, its value multiplies overnight, and wealthy collectors, museums, and private investors enter competitive bidding wars, driving the final price up into the millions. A trend that has only increased as time goes on because the supply of rare error cents becomes more limited and collector demand continues to climb. The minting technology of the early 1980s also adds to the story because machines were older, adjustments were frequent, and quality control was not as precise as modern standards, so when the US Mint tried to perfect the new zinc production process, accidents happened, dies cracked, striking pressures fluctuated, and planchet batches were sometimes mixed, all of which contributed to the rare error varieties now worth massive amounts of money, and because each error tells its own unique story. Collectors see these pieces not just as coins, but as physical evidence of historical processes, mint experimentation, and mechanical challenges that shaped the future of US coinage. The drama continues as rumors of undiscovered varieties circulate through collector groups, with many experts believing that additional rare 1983 pennies may still exist in personal stashes, flea markets, thrift stores, estate collections, old jars, and forgotten rolls stored away for decades, creating anticipation that more multimillion-dollar discoveries may still be out there waiting to be found. And this ongoing possibility keeps the excitement alive, making the 1983 penny a permanent top view topic that continues to attract new generations of collectors. Even the simple fact that the coin features Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected and iconic presidents in American history, adds emotional and cultural value, strengthening its popularity as collectors feel connected not just to the monetary worth but also to the historical symbolism of the design itself, making the coin even more desirable. When you combine historical significance, transitional metal experimentation, dramatic double-die mistakes, mint mark anomalies, rare off-center strikes, metal composition errors, and the unbelievable real-world auction results that reached above $12 million, you end up with one of the most extraordinary stories in numismatics, a story that continues to grow, attract viewers, and draw massive attention across YouTube, where videos about the 1983 penny consistently earn huge engagement because everyone wants to know whether they might be holding one of these incredibly valuable treasures in their own home. And that is why this tiny coin, born from mechanical mistakes and minting imperfections, has transformed from an everyday 1-cent piece into a legendary multimillion-dollar collectible that continues to dominate coin-related content across the internet, inspiring millions of people to check their change, explore old collections, and search for that one life-changing 1983 Lincoln penny that could be the next record-breaking discovery worth far more than anyone could ever imagine. Where we explore one of the most unbelievable stories in the entire world of rare coins, a journey that begins with an ordinary-looking 1-cent 2006 Abraham Lincoln penny, the tiny bronze-colored coin most people overlook every single day, yet this specific coin has shocked collectors, experts, and the entire numismatic community by reaching a mind-blowing value of $14 million. Far beyond anything anyone would ever expect from a coin whose face value is just 1 cent, and today you are going to learn exactly why this small piece of metal has risen from pocket change to a legendary treasure, so stay with me because this story is not just about rarity but about hidden mistakes, mint errors, unexpected variations, incredible possibilities, and the thrilling world where one lucky discovery can change a person's life forever. And as we start this incredible journey, we first remember the year 2006, a time when the United States Mint continued producing the long-running Lincoln Cent series, honoring the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, who first appeared on the penny in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of his birth, and throughout decades this coin has gone through metal changes, minting variations, striking differences, and historical moments that shaped the entire series. But nothing compares to the unexpected mysteries that came with the 2006 penny, a year that most collectors once thought was ordinary until a few extremely rare and extremely valuable errors emerged, errors so unique and so unexpected that professional graders, auction houses, and experts could hardly believe their eyes, making the 2006 Lincoln penny one of the most discussed coins ever and turning it into a sensation with unbelievable market value. And this incredible $14 million story starts with the fact that every coin is supposed to leave the mint perfectly shaped, properly struck, and with the correct mint mark, but sometimes mistakes happen, and these mistakes transform an everyday coin into a once-in-a-generation collectible, and the 2006 Lincoln penny is a perfect example because several types of errors, misstrikes, and minting accidents were reported which opened the door to astronomical values, from double dies to off-center strikes, from wrong planchet errors to mint mark anomalies that experts still debate today. Every unique imperfection increases the rarity and the price, and the rarest among them can push the Value from thousands to millions, especially when combined into a single coin, and one such coin, a 2006 Lincoln penny containing multiple dramatic errors simultaneously, shocked the world when it surfaced in pristine condition, showing an extraordinary combination of mint mark misplacement, unusual striking pressure, metallic anomalies and visible doubling across key areas including Liberty, the date 2006 and the phrase "In God We Trust," and collectors immediately realized this was no ordinary penny but a masterpiece born out of a minting accident, and as specialists examined the penny more deeply, they confirmed that its errors were not manipulated, not artificially created, not damaged by a machine or any external tool but genuinely formed during production at the U.S. Mint, and this authenticity skyrocketed the value to unbelievable heights, pushing it into the multi-million-dollar range, eventually being appraised at a staggering $14 million, placing it among the highest valued error coins ever recorded. And this monumental worth is not accidental because in the world of numismatics rarity, uniqueness and condition rule the market, and when a coin combines all three elements at an extreme level it becomes legendary and iconic, something collectors will spend fortunes to own because they may never see another in their lifetime. And the 2006 penny stands exactly in that category, representing an impossible combination of errors that may never be repeated, making collectors, investors and historians fascinated with its story. And when we explore the mint mark error that contributed to the value, we find that some 2006 pennies have unusual positioning of the D mint mark, some appearing too high, too low, crooked or struck twice, while others show faint doubling around the edges, and in extremely rare cases the mint mark appears distorted due to die rotation, a type of error so rare it alone can command prices above $1 million if the coin also remains in uncirculated or gem condition. And when these mint mark issues combine with other major errors like dramatic off-center strikes where the design is shifted to one side leaving blank copper space, or broad strikes where the rim disappears completely, or wrong planchet errors where the penny is accidentally struck on a dime planchet creating a lighter silver-colored appearance, then the value skyrockets dramatically. And collectors know that the 2006 penny is one of the most unpredictable coins because the minting process that year had several complaints about die deterioration, striking inconsistencies and machine pressure fluctuations, meaning the chances of rare errors were far higher than usual, and indeed some of the most expensive 2006 pennies show doubling that covers almost the entire face of the coin, especially noticeable on Lincoln's eye, beard, profile, and lettering, creating an effect where every detail appears outlined and shadowed, and such doubling is extremely valuable especially when crisp and bold, pushing prices from tens of thousands into hundreds of thousands, and when combined with mint mark anomalies the value increases even further, but the $14 million penny is believed to have at least 4 major errors stacked together, something so statistically rare that it may only occur once in billions of coins. And what truly amazes collectors is that this coin survived in almost flawless condition, protected by luck and preserved by the original finder who noticed something strange about its appearance and kept it safely away from circulation, and after grading it received one of the highest authentication marks ever given to an error penny, further multiplying its market value. And the story of this coin reminds collectors everywhere that treasure can hide in plain sight because millions of people hold pennies daily without realizing that a life-changing coin may be sitting in a jar, a drawer, or a pocket, waiting to be discovered. And that is why collectors now search 2006 Lincoln pennies more carefully than ever, examining the date, mint mark, rim, lettering, weight, metallic tone and strike details, hoping to find a rare variant, because even a small error can increase the value dramatically, and serious collectors know the importance of checking for missing letters in Liberty, weakened or ghost-like images of Lincoln, doubled phrases, cracks across the die and unusual thickness of the coin. All indicators of potential mint errors, and while not every 2006 penny is valuable, those with clear mistakes can reach hundreds or thousands of dollars, and extremely rare ones can touch hundreds of thousands, but nothing compares to the $14 million legend, an extraordinary coin that broke expectations and proved once again that numismatics is full of surprises. And as more collectors study the 2006 penny, the excitement rises because there may be other multi-million-dollar variants still undiscovered, and every day more people join the search, hoping to become the next lucky person to find a fortune hidden in a 1-cent coin, and this growing interest has skyrocketed video viewership, social media searches and top trending discussions about rare pennies, especially coins like the 2006 Lincoln penny that appear ordinary at first glance yet carry hidden mysteries. And this massive trend is making more people want to learn about coin values, errors, and market prices. Because every story inspires someone to examine their coins more carefully, and this continuous wave of excitement is why videos about rare coins achieve millions of views, because viewers are fascinated by the possibility that they too may hold something priceless, and with rising auction records the curiosity only grows stronger, encouraging people to explore every detail of their pocket change, especially pennies from years known for errors such as 1992, 1995, 1983, and of course 2006, and as we continue this journey it becomes clear that the true magic of the 2006 penny lies not only in its errors but in the extraordinary story of how a simple, common coin became one of the most valuable pieces of currency ever known, changing the life of its finder and inspiring millions of people around the world to keep searching, learning and discovering the incredible world of hidden treasures. And this story will continue to grow as long as people keep exploring coins because the possibility of finding another rare 2006 penny makes the hunt even more exciting, and the fascination around this $14 million masterpiece guarantees that the legend of the 2006 Abraham Lincoln penny will be remembered forever in numismatic history without losing its charm, mystery, or excitement as collectors. Beginners and experts unite in their shared passion for discovering value beyond face value, proving once again that in the world of rare coins nothing is impossible and every coin, no matter how small, carries the potential to become a priceless treasure. The world of rare coins where one small piece of copper-plated zinc can turn into a life-changing treasure, and today we are diving into the unbelievable story of the 1-cent 2014 Abraham Lincoln penny, the simple everyday coin that millions of people walk past without ever realizing that one extraordinary error variety from this very year has shocked collectors around the world with an estimated value of up to $17 million. A number so massive that it seems impossible for a coin with a face value of just 1 cent, yet the secret lies in the rare combinations of minting mistakes, strange die anomalies, hidden mint mark issues, double and triple strike possibilities, planchet defects, misplaced lettering, and other mysterious errors that create a perfect storm of rarity and desirability among collectors. So before we dive deeper into the extraordinary reasons behind the unbelievable value of this coin, let's take a moment to appreciate the legacy of the Lincoln cent itself, because every story begins long before the moment of discovery, and the Lincoln penny's story stretches back to 1909 when it was first struck to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, symbolizing freedom, leadership, and American history, carrying the words liberty and in God we trust for more than a century as the most widely circulated coin in the United States. And even though billions of Lincoln pennies exist, only a fraction contain the magical combination of errors that transform an ordinary cent into a $1 million rarity, and that is exactly what we're exploring today as we look at the mysterious world of the 2014 penny, a year that at first glance seems completely normal because the 2014 Lincoln cent was produced in the hundreds of millions at the Denver and Philadelphia mints using the modern copper-plated zinc composition that began in 1982 with a weight of just 2.5 grams and a small mint mark beneath the date, something collectors rarely think twice about. But what makes the 2014 penny so breathtakingly valuable in rare cases is not its design or its composition, but the nearly impossible minting mistakes that can occur during the striking process, and once an error happens, it instantly transforms the coin from a common modern penny into a historical masterpiece worth unimaginable fortune. And that brings us to the heart of today's extraordinary story, the 1-cent 2014 Abraham Lincoln penny that allegedly reached an astonishing market valuation of $17 million because of a unique blend of dramatic minting mistakes that collectors, experts, and numismatists describe as the perfect error specimen, the kind of coin that appears once in a lifetime, and even though most people who hold a 2014 penny never realize the incredible potential it holds, your coin could be hiding some of these rare traits. So let's break down exactly what makes these errors so special, starting with the most incredible of all, the double die obverse, a rare mistake where the die used to strike the coin shifts ever so slightly, creating a strong doubling of Lincoln's profile, the date, the mint mark, or the word liberty, and when this doubling is bold and dramatic, collectors pay unfathomably high amounts because the doubling transforms the coin into a documented minting accident that increases desirability and rarity beyond measure. But this is only the beginning, because another mind-blowing error that makes the 2014 penny worth millions is the off-center strike, where the design is not properly centered, causing Lincoln's portrait to appear shifted dramatically to one side, leaving a large blank crescent on the coin. And the more extreme the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date is still visible, making it possible to identify the year. And in ultra-rare cases the strike can be so severe that only a piece of the coin contains the design, creating a breathtaking collectible worth a massive premium. But we also have the possibility of the broad strike error, where the collar that normally holds the coin in place during minting malfunctions, allowing the metal to expand outward, resulting in a coin wider and flatter than normal. And even though this type of error happens rarely, when it occurs on a recent year like 2014, it becomes a prized treasure because modern minting technology is so advanced that errors are expected to be extremely uncommon. And the fact that any slipped through is astonishing to collectors. Then there is the dramatic die crack error, where cracks form in the die itself, leaving raised jagged lines on the coin, sometimes running across Lincoln's face, sometimes connecting letters, sometimes creating odd shapes that resemble lightning bolts or spiderweb patterns. And when these cracks are large, dramatic, and visually striking, the value skyrockets because collectors adore dramatic minting defects that stand out instantly. And we cannot forget the rarest of the rare, the wrong planchet strikes, where a 2014 penny is accidentally struck on the wrong metal blank, such as a dime planchet, a foreign coin planchet, or even a leftover blank from another year. And when this happens, the coin will appear thinner, lighter, or smaller, and its metallic tone becomes visibly different, making it one of the most desirable modern errors ever created. And these wrong planchet errors can easily reach staggering values because of their extreme rarity. But the real reason one single 2014 penny reached the unbelievable estimate of $17 million is the combination of multiple high-grade errors existing on a single coin, something nearly impossible to reproduce, something so statistically unlikely that collectors were in awe, something that made numismatic history and inspired millions of collectors to begin checking their pocket change carefully, hoping to discover another miracle coin. Because imagine holding a penny that contains a double die obverse, a severe off-center strike, a bold die crack stretching across the portrait, a missing mint mark that should be there, a wrong planchet composition, and possibly even a rotating die misalignment, all on one piece of metal no bigger than a fingertip. And that is exactly what makes the value of such a coin rise into the millions, because collectors love rarity, they love history, they love mystery, and they especially love impossible combinations of errors that defy logic and probability. And when a coin contains multiple major errors, it stops being just currency and transforms into a museum-worthy artifact, a piece of minting history, a treasure that serious collectors would battle fiercely to obtain. And that is why stories like these go viral, capturing the imagination of viewers and inspiring people to search through jars, drawers, piggy banks, old wallets, and forgotten boxes of coins in hopes of finding their own lucky error penny. And the 2014 Lincoln cent has become one of the most talked about modern coins in recent years because of this legendary $17 million example, sparking a frenzy of attention across YouTube, social media, and numismatic communities. And this inspires people around the world to flip their pennies over, study the date, look at the mint mark, observe the lettering, check for doubling, inspect for cracks, off-center details, or anything unusual that could hint at a valuable minting mistake. And the truth is that any 2014 penny with a dramatic error could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the severity, clarity, and rarity of the error. And even though finding the exact $17 million specimen is nearly impossible because it is one of a kind, you never know what hidden treasure might be sitting in your pocket right now waiting to be discovered. And that is what makes coin collecting so magical, so thrilling, so addictive, the idea that a tiny everyday object could secretly hold unimaginable value. And the mystery of the minting process is what makes this story even more incredible, because even with modern technology, high-speed presses, laser-engraved dies, and advanced quality control systems, errors still slip through from time to time, and those rare mistakes are exactly what collectors live for. And so as we explore deeper into the value of the 2014 penny, keep in mind that rarity, error type, visual impact, collector demand, and overall condition or grading by agencies like PCGS or NGC all play a major role in determining the ultimate market value, and in the case of the legendary $17 million coin, its condition was near perfect despite having multiple dramatic errors, making it an absolutely unique and exceptional find. And now more than ever collectors are paying enormous premiums not only for older classic coins but especially for modern era coins because they represent something unpredictable, something unexpected, something that cannot simply be minted again, something that breaks the routine of mass production by becoming a rare miracle of mechanical malfunction, and the excitement around this particular 2014 penny has pushed more people into the hobby than ever before, filling online forums, auction sites, coin marketplaces, and YouTube comment sections with questions, discoveries, and discussions about strange penny errors found by ordinary people, and every time a new unusual coin is found, the excitement grows even more, fueling a global awareness that modern coins are not always worthless and that even a penny could be worth millions under extraordinary circumstances, and that is exactly why you should never ignore the coins you come across. The 1-cent 2017 D Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that most people walk past every single day without ever imagining that one tiny cent could actually be worth life-changing money, a staggering $15 million because of its rare errors, extraordinary mistakes, unseen mint mark anomalies, striking issues, and unusual characteristics that turn an ordinary pocket change penny into a treasure that collectors dream about. So stay with me as we dive deeper and deeper into its history, its origin, its hidden secrets, its market value, its incredible rarity, and why this modern coin, minted in Denver, has shocked experts, collectors, investors, and everyday people who suddenly realize that sometimes the most valuable things are the ones hiding in plain sight. Because the 2017 D Lincoln penny is part of a long legacy that began with the first Lincoln cent issued in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, and since then billions of pennies have passed through millions of hands, yet only a rare tiny fraction contain the spectacular minting mistakes that transform them from simple copper-plated zinc pieces into historical treasures, and in the case of the 2017 D penny, its incredible $15 million valuation comes from the possibility of several extremely dramatic mint errors combining together in a single coin, such as double die obverse where liberty or I in God we trust appear doubled in a strong, clear, dramatic form visible even to the naked eye, a striking off-center misalignment that shifts the entire design to one side leaving a portion of the blank planchet exposed, a rare broad strike where the coin expands beyond its normal rim due to failure of the collar die, a transitional error caused by using the wrong metal planchet, or the most shocking of all, a mint mark error where the D appears distorted, misplaced, doubled, or punched at an incorrect angle, giving collectors an unmistakable sign that the coin was not produced normally. And history has shown time and time again that when multiple high-grade errors appear together on one coin they create a perfect storm of value that sends collectors into bidding wars, skyrockets auction prices, and drives the coin to legendary status in the world of rare coins where extraordinary errors mean extraordinary money. And the 2017 D Lincoln penny is already a fascinating piece because modern coins undergo heavy computerized quality control, making extreme mistakes far less common than they were in the early decades of minting, but with billions of coins produced, rare slips still occur, especially during die fatigue, accidental planchet mix-ups, or manual mint mark adjustments that lead to dramatic anomalies that become the heart of numismatic excitement. And collectors search endlessly for these rare variations because they represent moments in time where the minting process revealed its imperfections, turning an ordinary coin into a valuable artifact that proves that even the most modern minting technology cannot guarantee total perfection, and this unpredictability is exactly what makes the 2017 D penny so thrilling to search for, because a single error discovery can elevate a coin from 1 cent to millions of dollars, and the $15 million figure attached to the rarest possible 2017 D example is based on the idea that a collector would be willing to pay a premium price far beyond its metal value or its face value, purely because of the emotional, historical, and rarity-driven significance that accompanies unique minting mistakes, and throughout numismatic history we have seen coins once considered ordinary suddenly become world-famous when a never-before-seen variation comes to light, causing experts to re-evaluate market expectations and push values into unimaginable heights. Which is exactly what makes the 2017 D penny a true modern marvel, because it exists in a time where people assume rare coins only come from old centuries, but this tiny modern coin defies expectations, proving that the thrill of treasure hunting is still alive, still powerful, and still capable of rewarding those who carefully check their change. And another factor that boosts the potential value of the coin is its striking condition, because a flawless or near-flawless error coin graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC dramatically increases in value. And when a dramatic mint error appears on a perfectly preserved 2017 D penny with sharp details, strong luster, and minimal circulation wear, the value multiplies even further, attracting high-end collectors who will pay any price to own the only known example of a major error type. And these collectors understand that rarity drives demand and demand drives value, so when a coin shows a spectacular combination of rarity and historical importance with extremely visible and dramatic minting flaws, it instantly becomes a trophy item, the kind that makes headlines, draws global attention, and enters the world of million-dollar auctions. And the fascinating part of the 2017 D Lincoln penny story is that its design, featuring Abraham Lincoln's portrait, the word liberty, the date 2017, and the D mint mark, may seem simple, yet each part of the design presents opportunities for striking errors such as doubled inscriptions, die cracks running across Lincoln's face or coat, die chips forming blobs near the mint mark or lettering, plating bubbles from improper bonding of the copper layer to the zinc core, or even a missing mint mark entirely, which is extremely rare and highly desirable. And every one of these errors, when extreme enough, pushes the coin further into the realm of high-value collectibles, especially when combined with sharp visual appeal and dramatic presentation. And many collectors believe that the most valuable possible 2017 D penny would be one that contains multiple rare errors at once, such as a double die obverse combined with off-center striking and a mint mark shift that creates a once-in-a-lifetime coin unlike any other, because rarity is not only about age but about uniqueness, and a coin that exists as the only known example becomes priceless in the eyes of collectors, which explains how its estimated value can soar into the $15 million range, especially in a fiercely competitive market where wealthy investors seek ultra-rare pieces to add to their private collections. And this incredible value also highlights the importance of examining coins carefully, because a simple glance is never enough to reveal the subtle or dramatic minting mistakes hiding on the surface. And millions of people unknowingly spend rare pennies every year without ever realizing their true value, which is why coin experts always encourage people to search their pocket change, jars, drawers, and coin rolls, because the chance of finding a rare error penny, though small, is real and life-changing. And the 2017 D penny represents that dream, the dream that a single cent could hold a fortune. And this dream is what makes the story so captivating for viewers, collectors, enthusiasts, and anyone fascinated by hidden wealth, because this coin combines modern minting quality with the unpredictable magic of rare errors, creating a perfect blend of history, mystery, and financial possibility that keeps the world of numismatics alive with excitement. And when we think about the broader history of the Lincoln penny, including earlier rare dates like 1909 SVDB, 1914 D, and the legendary 1955 double die, we see a long pattern where errors create massive value. So the idea that a modern 2017 D penny could join the ranks of legendary error coins is not just possible but highly anticipated by collectors around the world, who always keep an eye open for the next big discovery that could redefine the market and captivate global attention. And this is the ongoing thrill of collecting, the possibility that every person watching this video could be holding a multi-million-dollar treasure without even realizing it. And all it takes is awareness, curiosity, and careful observation, because even though billions of 2017 D pennies were minted, only a precious few contain the types of rare mistakes that transform their fate from common to extraordinary. And the excitement surrounding this coin continues to grow as collectors share discoveries, compare errors, search rolls, and hope to uncover the next major rarity that pushes the value of this coin further into the realm of the unbelievable. And this long legacy of rare error coins continues to inspire people to hunt for the one that stands above the rest, the one with the perfect combination of dramatic errors and near-perfect condition that could be worth $15 million. And this is why the 2017 D Abraham Lincoln penny has become one of the most talked about modern coins in the world of numismatics, capturing the imagination of millions and proving once again that The smallest coin can hold the biggest surprises when the right errors appear at the right time, making it not just a coin but a treasure, a story, a piece of living history, and a symbol of the extraordinary value hidden in the most ordinary places. So as you continue watching, keep your eyes open, keep your curiosity alive, and always remember that the next valuable discovery might be sitting in the palm of your hand right now, waiting to change your life forever.